shameless set of people. Instead of them to provide solution to the problems that their man has caused, they are shifting blame to Peter Obi. I told you that these people are going to blame Peter Obi. See what he freeze the yarn. No wonder they shade people where they are abroad. Say, why going to abroad? It is only those who are suffering in Nigerians that are going abroad. If you have money, you stay back in Nigeria. And they gave it hot to him. He said if Peter Obi had become president, he would not sell Anambra to pay subsidy. Is that the reason? Is that what Nigerians are talking now? Can you imagine? See, they are so shameless. These are the people that you think that they have what it takes to be able to. And these guys are the ones who have followers. I would only God know, because when you begin to doubt them whether they have collected something from the government, you will not even be surprised. You will not be arguing it. Now Nigerians are saying, what is the way forward? You are talking about, you are calling Peter Obi. I said it. They were telling you that after Obi himself said that he was going to remove a first subsidy, so they should not blame Tinubu. So why is it that Tinubu now went back to go and review the 8,000 naira palaces? In a recent live video on Facebook, Daddy Free spoke about the increased fuel pump price in relation with Labour Party's Mr. Obi, Gregory Obi. Why are you relating to him? He's not the president. Face the president. Let the presidents and the masses face themselves. Obi is in court going about his own thing. Leave him, let him stay in court. You face the reality, the person that you have appointed. The social commentator said if Mr. Peter Obi Gregory Obi had become president, I am very sure he would not sell Anambra State to pay for fuel subsidy. I am saying this because Tinubu made no allocation on fuel subsidy, and the same thing will happen to Peter Obi or Atiku Abubakar without allocation on grant. For fuel subsidy, they can't do anything magic. Speaking for that, Daddy Free said, I also want to point out here that those saying President Tinubu is Buhari pro-mass are ignorant. For increased fuel pump price is not Tinubu's fault, so it should not be blamed. You see them? Again, Daddy Free said, I think sentiment is what is making some people not to think straight. But sentiment is causing problem. People are going through suffering. Sentiment cannot erase suffering, or it cannot take away suffering. People need to understand that I am not here to make an excuse for Tinubu. What are you doing? The only thing I disagree with him over is the deregulation of the dollar. He ought to have halted dollar deregulation until a long time after the fuel subsidy removal. Dollar deregulation was important but not urgent. Lastly, Daddy Free said those who are saying Tinubu should cut the cost of governance need to understand that he can't even stand doing that in just a month or in 2 months or 2 in office, but they can quickly give billions to repair, according to what they are saying, for their own palliative. It is very impossible. It is very possible to do that. If he starts cutting costs, how will he then supply fuel at 187 naira? You see, we see person woman be the talk. Oga Freeze, you are one of the problems we have in Nigeria. How would you mention Obi and Anambra State? Does it mean that only Anambra people voted Obi? Every tribe is complaining about high cost of living. Both outside Yoruba and Igbo no pay Ijo. Why should you bring tribe into your papa failure? Can you imagine? It's just a foolish bygone. That's it. Obi is a trader. He understands market forces than Tinubu. Obi would have still removed the subsidy because he mentioned it during his campaign. The approaches would have been different, I'm sure. Tinubu was in a hurry to impress Nigerians, and that's it, and make us forget about his tainted mandate. In the process, he has made very damaging blunders. Like it or not, Nigeria needs a Peter Obi as president to navigate us out of this mess created by a disaster from Daura. Nigeria's problem is not unsurmountable. The government is simply not sincere. What Obi has going for him is integrity, honesty, competence, and love for humanity. That is what has been scaling him through. Yeah, Nigeria is not irredeemable. Mr. Tinubu was not prepared for the presidency. He only wanted to come and expand his frontier. The Lagos that Tinubu managed has more than enough to steal, but That cannot be said about Nigeria. Lagos being the fifth largest economy behind Nigeria and there and three other African countries to be underperformed because of gross mismanagement of funds. Everything that Tinubu achieved today was because he stole so much from Lagos. Take for instance the election he hijacked, because hijack was because of money in his possession. Those his Yoruba appointees thought that the banquet will continue as is Lagos, but unknown to them, it was a different ball game. Moving forward, anybody that will run Nigeria profitably must be disciplined, ability to manage resources, and acknowledgeable. Mm. Those that hate Obi are few compared to millions that love him. People like Freeze are more sentimental than any Nigeria. Talking about people being ignorant, he is also more ignorant than any. This because mentioning His Excellency Peter Obi and Anambra State in particular shows how ignorant and sentiment he is. People like Freeze are blinded with hate and tribalism. Ashiwaju was against fuel subsidy removal during Jonathan. He even sponsored protests and participated in it. So why should you people who complain about the current fuel price now being called ignorant and sentimental if Freeze is not mischievous, hypocrite and ignorant? And one thing somebody said, how can you now, is it Peter Obi and Anambra people that voted for Peter Obi, or are they the people who are complaining? Just like they will not say, oh, it is Igbo people, they are the ones complaining, they are the ones talking about it, as if people are not suffering. You see how mischievous these people can be. It is your people who are crying the loudest and will suffer the more. Because you are saying they should not mind Obi. Obi is a god. Okay? He will. Bros, tribalism, sentiments, and religion aside, Nigeria before and ever needs God. But when in need of God, the most but then in need of God the most at this point in time, but God that Nigeria need cannot descend in a fraudulent presidential election. You see all these people, even the INEC, no, they are not even saying anything. The process that even brought Tinubu, they are not talking about it. Anything, oh, it is Obi, it is Obi. You see how he just showed himself, how unreasonable he is. Talk about the this thing. Don't even bring Obi into it. Is it Obi? What of article supporters? So they are not complaining. It's only Obi people that are complaining. Spokesman and chief economist to Tinubu, now be freeze now. That's why he's giving all this statement that the free does not know what he's talking about. These are some crucial critical policies you don't even jump into. Carrying out like a drug addict will do his own thing when his brain and nerves are filled with smoke. Tinubu has totally lost cognitive abilities due to age and we keep acting wrongly. Take it or leave it. How would they think straight when they are, I don't know, they are desperate for power? Always always a fool in thinking. He is talking rubbish. Freeze or freezers, shut up that your mouth, because you can buy it. That is why you are talking trash. Can you even buy it? If you just come to Nigeria, do you aware that in 2012, same Tinubu who is removing fuel subsidy today stood against Jonathan because of this fuel subsidy removal? I think you are biggest ignorance here. Yes. So guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this.